Prepping versus minimalism. Yes, two opposite extremes there, but which one's best? That was something I was recently wondering about, and what I came to realize is, well, neither, and both. They're both opposite sides of the same coin, and one can't exist without the other. I've always thought of myself as a minimalist, and then a few years ago when that movement got really popular, well, that really appealed to me. I've always valued experiences over material things, quality over quantity, and just I enjoy simple living in general. Okay, so that just really fit in with my thinking anyway. At the same time, I do believe in being as self-sufficient as we can. Plus, I do a lot of different things like woodworking, hunting, fishing, gardening, carpentry, things that go along with being self-sufficient. Okay, well, that requires a lot of stuff. Tools, materials, equipment, so on. All right. And at the same time, I also consider myself a very practical person. So if I think I need to stock up on something now because it might not be available in the future, or it might be much more expensive in the future than it is now, I'll stock up on it. So I guess I got a little prepper in me also, as much as I hate to say it. All right, but here lately, I have been having an identity crisis, you might say. I'm struggling with this. My shop is an absolute disaster right now, which I've got 4 pretty big projects going at the moment, including remodeling a new house I just got. So I've got tools scattered everywhere and stuff scattered everywhere, and I just don't have enough time in the day to do everything I need to get done right now. So I needed to decide, all right, what am I? Am I a minimalist, and do I need to just go ahead and throw away half this stuff and be done with it and get rid of this clutter and this mess and this chaos? Or am I a prepper? Do I need to be stocking up on some things right now before the prices go up or we have more shortages? And I finally realized today that I'm neither a minimalist or a prepper. I'm both, and we all are. And what we're actually looking for is a balance between the two. Minimalism and materialism, which is what prepping is, they're like yin and yang. They exist together, and that's what we have to find a balance between the two. So we all want to find that balance between materialism or prepping and minimalism. Okay, but we're all also going to lean in one direction or the other just due to our own individual nature. Plus, our environment's a big part of this as well. Okay, people in the city, and this isn't 100%, but just in general, people in the city tend to be observers, whereas people in the country and an urban environment tend to be doers. Okay, people in the cities, they go to the zoo or an aquarium and they see animals or fish and recreations of their natural environment. Okay, people in the country and rural areas, they go hunting and fishing and they become part of the natural environment. People in the cities, they go to a museum and look at ancient artifacts. People in the country go find ancient artifacts. Okay, plus, in the country, the more rural an area is, the more self-reliant the people there tend to be. Out of necessity, they have to be. Okay, well, that requires more stuff. More tools, more materials, and so on. Plus, space, actual physical space. In a city, space is at a premium, densely populated, so people generally don't have much room for their stuff. Whereas it's just the complete opposite in the country. In the country, people tend to have a lot of space, but not much stuff. The stores are further away. It's harder to get things. People in the country are generally further away from high-paying jobs that affords them the opportunity to buy a lot of stuff. Okay, so environment's important there. Plus what we're actually doing and our hobbies and so forth. Okay, woodworking. I started woodworking however many years ago. It's been a long time. Okay, well, when I started woodworking, I had absolutely no clue what I needed, just like any time we start something new. Now, I'd used hand saws before and chisels and done basic things, but I'd never used a hand plane and a lot of other tools that go along with this. Didn't know how to properly sharpen my stuff, so I didn't know what sharpening tools I needed and so forth. Well, I had a big learning curve. So I bought stuff I didn't need. I didn't buy stuff that I found out later on I did need. And it was just, in general, chaos. But eventually I figured out what worked for me. And I eventually figured out, okay, these are the tools I need. And after I finally figured out, learned what I was doing, developed some skills, developed my style of woodworking, I built this tool cabinet right here. All right, and this tool cabinet is perfection. And I don't mean in how it was built. I mean in terms of its design. It holds exactly every tool I need and not a single thing extra. This is that balance between prepping and minimalism. This is the balance with yin and yang right here. Now, unfortunately, I haven't found that balance with all my other aspects of life right now. But because of everything I just said, our environment's important, where we're at in terms of learning new skills and so forth, taking up new activities, hobbies, and so forth. We're all always in a constant state of change. All right, so we change where we live. Well, that changes how much stuff we can have. All right, back to space. We change what we do, changes what we need. All right, so it's constantly changing. There is no single one way. And did I just mention earlier that I got a new house I'm remodeling? Okay, that's going to change everything for me right there. So the amount of space I have and the things I do is going to change. We're always in a constant state of change. But eventually, and this is what I've got to keep in mind right now, I will figure this out on all the new things I do, and I'll get the new house, make some progress there. I just really need a weekend where it doesn't rain so I can get something done there. But I'll figure this out, and then I'll find that balance again. And that's what I'm lacking right now. That's why I was having the identity crisis. And hey, do I throw all this away and start over, or start with nothing? Or do I just go on and get some more stuff while I can? I'm struggling with all of this just because I'm out of balance right now. But I got to be patient, and here soon enough, I will find that happy median again. And that's what we're all looking for. And ultimately, this is where we all want to be with everything we do. That we have exactly what we need and nothing more. Now, as for what I'm doing right now, I'm cleaning up my hand planes. Out here in my shop, it's not climate controlled, and there's been a lot of changes between hot and cold and a lot of humidity in the air. Okay, so in my tool cabinet here, my hand planes, they'll get a little surface rust on them sometime, which if I maintain them like I should and keep them wiped down, they never get surface rust on them. But did I mention I've been busy? Okay, so I need to get these cleaned up. And this is a great example of what appeals to me about minimalism, or why we should all be aware of it. Let's put it that way. Stuff costs us, okay, and there's the obvious initial cost of purchasing it. All right, we're all aware of that. But then there's the cost of maintaining it, and the cost of storing it, and just keeping it. It costs us. Okay, well, I hadn't been doing the maintenance on this like I should. Now I've got to take the time to do the maintenance. Okay, and then something I was thinking about to go along with this, I think all of us should strive to have as much as we can, to do as much as we can, to live life to the fullest. But in terms of how much stuff we have, where we should draw the limit at. When we reach the point to where we can't properly maintain our stuff because we have too much of it, or we don't have enough time to maintain it, we've gone too far in the direction of prepping and materialism, and we need to start moving back towards minimalism. Okay, and when we have time to maintain our stuff properly, it's time to use it and to enjoy it. I think that's when we've hit that balance. And then over time, as we get older and hopefully wiser, we become more efficient also. Okay, so we make changes in our life that allow us to do more, and we don't need as much time to maintain our stuff and so forth. Great example. Okay, just having a carport for your vehicle. All right, that protects the vehicle in so many ways, and then we don't have to spend near as much time washing it. So having a boat. Okay, I've got a boat right now, but my daddy's cousin, he said something I always liked. He said, if a man can't afford the shed to put his boat in, he can't afford the boat. And he should have the shed first. Okay, that makes a lot of sense right there, because that makes all the difference in the world in terms of maintaining our boat and keeping it up. Anyway, that's just something to think about. And anyway, I feel better now, and I just wanted to share that. That was a relief for me, figuring out I'm just after that balance, and here shortly, when I get the new house done, myself, I'll be back in balance. And then be able to maintain my stuff properly, because that's part of what's just been driving me crazy, is not maintaining my stuff. Anyway, I hope that was interesting. I hope it helped some of you out. And God bless, and have a great day.